Woo, people, it is the most anticipated movie. Well, arguably the most anticipated movie of the year. At least around here, movie fans, people. Welcome to Unpop Reviews, the Black Panther Wakanda Forever review discussion spoiler. Listen, people, spoiler alerts. We're going to discuss this movie and talk about it. So as all the friends out there in YouTube land, comment below. Let us know. We're going to talk about this movie. We're going to dissect this movie, the goods, the bads, the uglies about this movie, and some truths, people. I'm one of your hosts this evening, King Knox. That's right. You know who I am, Mike Knox, over 3X's. Because damn it, I'm hardcore because I'm spitting facts tonight, hot facts like I was from New York City. But I'm not here alone. And as my mother always taught me, oh, ladies first, see, the superior is here. Where was she in here? She's supposed to be here. Why is she supposed to be here? What the hell is going on? F it is all screwed up in the hood. Welcome, C, the superior. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here tonight talking about the movie. I just saw it yesterday, so fresh on the mind. Can't wait to talk about it.
Also joining us today from the Jack Pack Nation, the Jack Packer himself, Bad Guy Jack. What's going on, Bad Guy?
Let's just say I feel very glorious. Just very glorious. But I'm excited to talk about this movie. Like C said, she saw it yesterday. I saw it yesterday. I only got a chance to see it once. And I can't wait to talk about this movie.
And joining us this evening, he has the Dragon Ball in his hand. The anime prophet himself, Ultra, is over. Look at him. Look, there's symbols in the whole movie. It's just
look at that.
Right? There should have been in Atlantis. The anime prophet is here. What's going on, my man?
Hey, what's the knowledge? I'm so happy to be here. Just like seeing everybody. I saw the movie last night, so fresh in my mind, a lot of things to say, good and bad. So I'm ready to hop into it.
See, let's hop into it. And just for those, I'm going to do the corny stuff, right? I'm going to tell people the synopsis of the movie, right? That's what you're supposed to do, right? Tell them. So if you don't know, King T'Challa is gone. Chadwick Boseman has passed. He has left us. And the story, the life must move on. We must honor this great King Chadwick Boseman. And we're going to do that. And so he's gone. An undisclosed illness takes him out. And then a year later, things happen. As we follow Princess Shuri and Queen Mother, Oscar award-winning right now, Queen Mother, in this movie, Angela Bassett, through times and tribulations of overcoming adversity. Meanwhile, I'm going to say this, people, I take the names of the movies. Okay. I don't Tokokan, no. Atlantis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Atlantis, because it's that takes away from me understanding what the hell I'm talking about here.
Legally, though, it's
I heard that legally they could have said it. They chose not to use it. And I'll dig the cup, by the way.
Oh.
Okay. I heard legally they just didn't do it on purpose because they didn't want to be confusing to the audience because it was already out with Aquaman, which again, Atlantis has been used by both companies for all these years. Why change now? That's what they've always done.
I do. You said that, right? I get what you're saying, right? But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I can dig that they wanted to do something different rather than use Atlantis. I'm pretty sure they could have used it and everyone would have said, oh, I get it because these are two different versions of Atlantis. But I dig it where they just said, why don't we just do something different? I dig Ryan Coogler. That was the director, right?
Black Panther. Was I giving a synopsis of the movie?
Well,
everyone else was talking, and then you wanted to interrupt me. Okay, no, I get it. You wanted to bully me because you think you're doing a good job. No, the floor is yours, Michael.
World powers try to take control as they try to, people are finding out about vibraniums everywhere, and they're out to get it. So Prince Kukulkan, Namor, is out to be his society. They're looks like a more advanced society, a bigger society, and they're here for the smoke. They've been, like Bane. You just slept in it. I've been adopted in it. I've been born in it. They were born in vibranium. So they're just different than the Wakandians. And all this is taking place. And this leads us to this movie. And I'm going to start off with, because before I go into anything I want to say, because I'm going to go last for the first time ever. But first round, right? We're going to go rounds here, see? And Jack Panther, you can unmute yourself. I was teasing you. And the anime prophet. First initial thoughts of seeing it, right? Then we'll get into, because I think it's gonna be a little long, about an hour. I think we'll go here tonight, right? And then we can dissect it from there. But first thoughts watching this movie, see the superior. Your thoughts of this movie? I mean, for me, and I'm let's go real fast. It's not what I wanted, but it's what I got.
Oh, okay. So going into it, I felt similarly. I didn't want this to be our Black Panther 2. I was pro recast of T'Challa.
From day one.
And after seeing it, I can appreciate what they did with it. I can't even say I'm still pro recast. I just wish that they would have recast, even though I do like the movie. But I don't know. It's just something about not having the Black Panther proper. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The original, well, the original to us, Black Panther. But as far as this movie goes, right? I enjoyed it, guys. I enjoyed all damn near 4 hours of it.
It felt like 4 hours.
Yes, I thought it was a good movie. And in fact, probably a little controversial. I thought it was better than the first movie. Yes, by far.
I wish I had my Tony Khan gift.
At that. And I'll tell you why. Well, I don't know. Let me tell you why now before I forget. Because there was more of an emotional impact in this movie. There was better writing, in my opinion, because we got to see the lows, so the highs were that much better. It was just more of an emotional journey. I feel like it was better acted, and better written, in my opinion. I just liked it better overall. And even the fight scene seemed more believable to me. Particularly like the final battle, because Marvel has those big final battles at the end. That seemed more believable. I didn't like the whole Rhino thing in the first movie. It was just a little bit, too much. But yeah, I liked it better. The one thing that I did really like, I wanted to mention it before I forget it, was the opening when we get to see the Marvel Studios and how usually it's all of that music playing, but it was almost completely silent. It was just like breeze noises, and it was exclusively T'Challa, all Black Panther, all Chadwick. And I thought that was a nice tribute to him. Very emotional, just right off the break. Soon as it opens, you're like, oh crap, I'm fighting back tears, right? So I liked it. And I also did appreciate the fact that they didn't use Atlantis, even though, of course, Atlantis is the one. But based on the story that they're trying to tell for this Namor, I feel like it felt more authentic to change it and to make it more rooted in I think they're supposed to be Mayan culture.
Yeah, I was gonna say modernized it, and we had to get to that point. We got to modernize things. So.
No, Mayan. I think they're like.
No, I know what you mean. I said, but modernized the being progressive, moving from what it was underground people to making it connect with today's world.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And being
a
different culture. 7 different languages spoken in this movie.
Yeah, see, and apparently, one of my Haitian friends was telling me that he appreciated the Haitian representation, but they said something wrong. Like he said, there was like something wrong with the way they said something, and that was like a gripe.
But I heard some things like that as well.
Yeah, but yeah, they did, make it more global. Like you got to see a bunch of other things, and yeah, that was awesome. And the scene. And first of all, Angela Bassett was a scene stealer the whole movie, as she should be. The scene where they were in what was that? Like what was it called?
The throne room?
Not the throne room, like the meeting of nations where they had,
So in the courtroom. So so let's say the Senate, just for
United Nations.
United Nations.
United Nations. We know this thing.
Yeah, we do know that.
I was going to say the UN.
Yeah, so when she walked in that room, she was commanding and just like strong, and I love that from her character. Again, this is spoilers. I don't want to talk too much. I'll let everyone else speak, and then we can discuss the movie. But just her performance throughout the movie was fantastic. But who's next?
Let's go to the anime prophet. He's new here because Jack is good at what he does. I want to get his perspective on this. You said a lot there, see this appeared. I'm just being honest here. Like, whoa, written better. Anime prophet, the floor is yours.
This was a very powerful movie for me. I love the Black female representation, the strength that we saw there. I love the social commentary. I'm impressed with the director's redirection that he had to go, because he already wrote the script before, Chadwick Boseman died. So he had to really switch gears fast. And sometimes I'm really impressed with Shuri, because sometimes those secondary characters, those supporting characters, when they have to take on the mantle of the main role, it can be awkward. But I think Shuri had so much emotional development and depth throughout the entire movie. Look at that. It it was impressive. So she really showed up. But once again, y'all really hit it. Angela Bassett really took this movie. Her acting was phenomenal. If she doesn't get an Oscar, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. But what else can I say? In terms of them reshaping the narrative of Namor and Atlantis, making it Tutukan, I'm definitely butchering that. But I think that I'm not even trying. You know, because obviously Atlantis comes from the Greco-Roman tradition, and this film is trying to step away from that. It's trying to demonstrate the indigenous. Wakanda represents, and Tutukan represents what indigenous people could have become without the influence of colonizers. We could have been, we could have been great people. We didn't need colonizers and their knowledge or anything to be great people. And so I love the reimagination of Mayan culture and the reimagination of Black culture. And I think that's powerful to bring them two together like that. Mm-hmm. I also enjoyed how Tutukan or Namor, I like the complexity of his character. You know, in the comics, he's a good guy sometimes. Other times, he's like, let's destroy the whole planet.
He's what they call it. He's a tweener.
He's, you know, he's an anti-hero, the word. I'm not, you know, he goes back and forth. So I loved his emotional complexity. He tried to show compassion, but at the same time, he was like, "Oh, hey, I got that thing too." You know, I'll up on you if I knew. So it was great there. What else can I say? And I did like how they went into his background and where he came from, but I'm not sure if I emotionally cared enough what he wanted to do, and what he wanted to. Honestly. Maybe we can clarify this, and maybe I didn't pay attention enough. I'm trying to clarify, what did he want to do? Did he want to destroy the planet?
He wanted to go against the surface world because they, you know,
that's because they were getting close. They were getting close to Vibranium, and I'm with you with that one, Enemy Prophet, and I hold that tongue as well for myself. Is I thought his delivery of why he wanted to do what he wanted to do was kind of weak led.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, even if people know who you are, know where your people are, if you're that powerful, why should that bother you? But also, like, even if you did go against the planet, does that mean you're destroying the whole? He seemed very compassionate. Did that mean you literally just killing billions of people? Did that mean you going to the surface and and destabilizing and really creating one empire? Or, like, what did you really want to do? Mm-hmm. I'm confused about that.
Kill a 19-year-old girl. I kept saying that she's 19 years old. What are y'all doing? She's 19.
That actor, she definitely was a lot of comedic relief without seeming too overbearing or too cliche. I think her jokes are actually pretty on point. They were pretty funny. But I'm excited to see that character. If you read the comics, there's going to be a lot of play with.
You're talking about Riri Williams, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
They didn't say it in the film, but I think it's Ironheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of play with her.
I'm trying to just save it.
I know. Yeah, overall, I'm not sure I can say I like the film more, but I like the direction that it went. I was there for it.
Black Panther.
I mean, it's hard to compete after what these two brilliant individuals said. How do you even top that? They broke down everything. I gotta
go behind you too. So
yeah, well,
I'm trying to put my thoughts together. This is crazy.
I know, right? They said everything, and it was great. I don't know if I liked it better than one. I want to watch it again just because I watched it once, and I would like to, because there might have been a lot of spots that I missed because there was a lot going on. But I really did enjoy this movie. I did enjoy like the different characters that they were being. You guys were mentioning about Shuri taking over the mantle of Black Panther, and it's such a big shoes to fill in. And I want to see more where that direction goes. In the comics, she does take over for a period, but T'Challa is injured, but now T'Challa is out. So now you're saying, well, how does this go? I was really surprised that they went and took out Queen Mother. I didn't expect that. Like when I... Yes!
Yes!
But I was really surprised because, like, she lost her father. She lost her brother. So... the mother's the only thing left, and I really wanted to see more of Queen. It's Ramona, right? I know I'm butchering her name.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to be sure. So I wanted to see more. So when she goes out, I just was like, whoa, they went there, and now it's just Shuri on her own. You mentioned Anime Prophet, and I agree with you 100%. When I heard Riri Williams was going to be involved in this, I said, let's go. Because I thought this was just an interesting direction that they were going to go in here. So seeing her in the movie and they're going to have a spinoff with her, I'm really excited about that. And I look forward to that.
Oh, they have a spinoff? I didn't know that. That's
They're gonna.
It's
I think they're still working on it. I think it comes out next year or the year after. But it's something. It's great that they introduced her now. So when they do have the series, you're somewhat familiar with her. So I really look forward to that stuff. Nomad, right? Heard about him. He's some people call him the boring Aquaman. But homeboy, he did his due diligence in this movie. I thought, like I said, wow, I'm interested in this guy, and I do like the different take that they went here. I know a little bit about Nomad. I've heard about him. I know he just hates if you're on land, I hate you. He has a thing for Miss Invisible Woman. He's always trying to take the invisible. No, seriously, in the comics, like Mr. Fantastic is married to this woman and he don't care. He's a homewrecker. And so I like the different direction that they did, and they brought him in here, and I like that they didn't kill him off, and that do you think they're gonna no, I don't.
But they don't want to pay him all of them bands. They was paying him a hefty fee every movie.
They will all be back one day.
I think
the next 3-5 years they will all be back on some sort.
It would be so cool if they did do that, because they did. I watched something today and they were doing a history of Riri Williams, and they did mention how he was like a hologram or something like that, and just a mentor and all that stuff. So I would love for that, but I don't see that, especially anytime soon. What else about this movie? I wanted to take as much time as you guys did, because I've said a lot of great things. I want to add a lot of amazing things too. It was great to see Nikita again. I thought she was great. I mean, the spot where she goes to, it's not Atlantis, but she goes underwater and saves Riri and Princess Shuri. I thought that was great. I thought everyone did their roles very well. And, once again, one of you guys mentioned Angela Bassett. Tremendous, just so tremendous. She carried, she for the little time that she was in this movie, she did a great job.
Little time, she was in it for a majority of.
But she didn't finish the whole movie. Is my point.
No, but
she finished the movie.
Have I not given everything?
When she passed, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like emotional. I said, "Wow, that's they did that." Like, and that was, and to me, when that happened, that was the Aunt May moment for Princess Shuri, because once that happened, it was like, now I have to be the Black Panther, because something in the story that she was saying, like, you never burnt that white dress, because in their culture they burn the white dress to mean you have moved on from the passing of a loved one, and she kept holding on to the
dress color, but the garbs I think it's more the garbs you wore during that.
Yeah. Okay. All
more
right.
than the color.
But I just remember it was white, Michael. But thank you. Because I was talking, and then what, King Knox, take the floor, please.
I will. Thank you very much. A lot been said there. Listen, a lot, and I don't want to be rain cloud, so I'm not going to piggyback off anybody's opinions, what they said and how they felt like that. So I appreciate everybody's opinion and very different takes on everything. But I had my own things about this movie that I say, like, I had the benefit of seeing it twice. First experience wasn't the greatest. Won't name the movie theater, but I felt like I was going into like an MTV House on Cribs kind of a thing. And with everybody running around getting food and everything else, I was distracted from the movie. It didn't even show no previews. And I believe like 15 seconds, the beginning part of the movie was cut out, which to me was very important, how I viewed it the second time around. My first time seeing it, Shuri was already out with the balls in front of her with the different things saying that his DNA wasn't matching. I missed that whole part the first time where she's talking to herself in the elevator. It's just a black screen. She's saying, whatever the computer name was, hey, well, how's my brother's vitals? And you see that little part, that little dialogue was very important to my first experience saying, how the hell did he die? What's going on? He's just dead. You know what I mean?
I didn't see that either. The elevator?
You didn't see that?
No, I don't.
Oh, you must have came late.
No, I was there on time. It was like she was in the elevator.
Yeah.
No,
you're talking about.
She was in the.
That's what I'm saying.
I missed the elevator going into the lab where she was talking for like 15 seconds about whoever the computer's name was. Hey, how's my brother's vitals? What's going on? Then the door opens up and then she walks into all the commotion that's going on when she starts to tell everybody to get out.
Maybe I was at a janky movie theater because
No, again, my first movie experience is what I got with that. I didn't see that either the first time, and it completely changed my perspective of the movie. Okay, that part's important. So my second time around, I enjoyed it a lot. My first time around, I walked out really confused and not knowing what I got. I was also day one. I wish I'd have been as big as E-Man or the other guys who put out their, retast T'Challa. I'm on my Facebook, such as things big as them. I thought from day one, but mine a whole different perspective of a movie. I have queens, I have princesses. Hollywood doesn't have a black king. And I thought for more than anything, not knocking my beautiful sisters who have dominated the first movie and the second movie, want to be real about it. Okay, both in my opinion were female-led movies, despite having Killmonger and T'Challa in the movie, because it gave that perception of the black man needs the black mother, which we do. Hey, mama, I love you. Okay, but that's what it showed. Okay, I wanted them to have a strong black king do his thing. And I thought the role should have been replaced and they should have given another black man a chance to do that. And I think by remaking the script, good damn job. Okay, they had no choice and where it went. And second time around, first time walking out, I probably gave it like about a 7. No lie. Second time around, I give it like an 8.5. My problems with the movie solely is because I do know all these things, I have the benefit of looking at not spoilers, but like knowing what's coming in the future movies. This whole movie was an Ironheart led, to me, this was just more propaganda from Disney. It was in the world of like almost black exploitation of here come our future black shows, Black America. We're going to give you Black Panther 2, but not really. We're going to move on. At the same time, give you Ironheart, which is cool. I can't knock the girl. The shot at the first date. She did a great job. The girl's suit had cornrows in it. The iron suit had cornrows in it. Mm-hmm. Okay? It was insane to me.
They definitely had a liberal agenda. It was definitely Hollywood has a huge liberal agenda. Take it how you want. But yeah, there was certainly an agenda.
It's my only issue with the film is that don't try to play on my dollar, my whatever. I can't maybe think of the word, but I don't need you to do that because I'm already here for the party.
But they kind of do that in all movies. Like they use a movie to introduce another character. They did the same thing in Civil War where they introduced Spider-Man. They did the same thing.
We don't have to introduce Spider-Man.
Like Black Widow when they introduced her sister. This is kind of what they do in these films. So it isn't like coming from anywhere.
I think the agenda supporting role
is to promote diversification and just to change the narrative and what film has looked like. And that's generally going more LGBTQ. That's generally more female dominant.
And that's my issue. Enemy Prophet is I have to be careful when I say this because it's exactly how I feel. I don't give a damn about what they call the MCU. I don't care. So what? I've been watching whites, girls, blacks, males, all kind of exploitation, like as I just mentioned, for decades. So if you want to give the female the lead, let them roll with it. I have no problem. I just have a problem, but don't leave me out in the sunshine because of it. You named Black Panther. We needed a Black Panther 2, and this movie suffered from it. Heck, now it's just 2 different movies because of it. This is not Black Panther 2. This is Wakanda Forever. It should have been called the Shuri story, which was great. The performances was absolutely phenomenal. The story was great. I just didn't like some of the stuff that they threw in there. And when you could have had a strong black presence, and M'Baku, he was almost a punchline of the movie every time. And he didn't become a serious part in the movie until Queen Mother passes. And she says, I'm not from a who scoffs at tradition, says, woman, you lost too much in this world. She is the equivalent of Thor with how much loss Shuri has taken on. Next to Thor, no one has lost more in the MCU than Shuri. No. Everybody's gone. Her father, her mother, her brother, they're gone.
Honda.
All she had, why you think when it came to it, again, spoiler alert, when she goes to the celestial plane, she sees Killmonger. Because that's who she most related with. I have vengeance. Namor's fantastic. Only issue with Namor is if he's as strong as I know this is and I've always liked him more than Aquaman. And I am more I'm not say I'm a DC Marvel guy. That cup she's picking up is my favorite emblem of all time. But my second favorite emblem of all time is Spider-Man. So I teeter, but that's my number one guy.
Ugh.
He is. Okay, but I've always loved Namor's story, but like just reading them, like for a guy who doesn't like grunge kind of things, as a kid, Submariner just was the badass, and Aquaman was just too colorful. So I was waiting for this, and he did come. And I thought having Black Panther versus that was the original storyline versus Namor, that'd have been great.
It would have.
But we did get our Black Panther. Let's not leave out the fact that Shuri did become Black Panther.
She did her damn thing.
I wanted to see a male versus. That's the story I wanted to see. I've known from day one it was going to be Princess Shuri being the Black Panther. It wasn't a shock to me. We saw in the trailer. It was never a shock for me. Once they wasn't going to recast T'Challa, we're also going to go with it. And again, I think Disney was just afraid to push that envelope And then they try to give me, which to me, at the end of the movie, just like Black Adam, saved the movie for me, to be honest with you, was me leaving Luke Cage. My wife would probably agree with that. I want to see.
Same Luke Cage, too. But go ahead.
You know, they should have had where this is what you were talking about, where you're going to see his son, T'Challa. Can you keep a secret? Which, if after seeing it the second time, y'all, he was the kid that showed Queen Mother where his mother was. In case you didn't peep that out. A second time around, I go, oh, that's the same damn kid. That remember she walks into the village in Haiti, and you know, that was the same little kid that pointed out his mom, by the way. And what you're seeing there is as they did the after credit scene is that's T'Challa's son. They went away. For me, again, just my feelings, and I'm judging this movie not off of my feelings, which the first time I actually think I did. The second time I'm judging it off the full merits of the movie. First time's on me. I expected more than what I got. I didn't go in there watching it what I should have got. Second time around, I just went in there to watch a film, already kind of disappointed, and it was like, wow, how did I miss these wonderful things?
Right.
So I know my take is like on my negatives, but this movie is brilliantly acted. The score, which I didn't like the first time around, was amazing. I you know, again, just them picking on things like why when the force field breaks to come down, does they bring up the drums to have to hit the drums to come in? There's little things like that they do that to me is offensive. Okay, like first time the force field comes up, they just moved it with their technology that's moving. But this time around, you saw drums come up and guys turn around to beat the drums to open up the force field when Queen Mother first came home from the Senate or the U.S.
Now, was that in order to open up the force field, or was that just like a traditional way of welcoming in royalty when they return back to Wakanda?
I've seen them do that several times with them welcoming back royalty when King T'Challa did it, and they've never done it. They just opened up the force field and they went through. So I have to, I judge things off of what I'm watching then for then. I didn't see it before because the thing is the 30th movie in Marvel's franchise. So we as movie takers, we have to say, they've already told me the story of these people, right? So here's this story, Wild the Drums. But overall, I thought it was a phenomenal film. It's great. It really was. I can't go no far with that. But I gave my negatives more than my positives. See, do you have any negatives or any spins on this movie? Any things you want to like to touch on deeply inside? Because for me, it was really just those things I pointed out. Other than that, I love this film. Just the cornrows doing the helmet. See, she had cornrows.
I didn't clock the cornrows, honestly.
I wish I had the picture. Hold on, look.
I didn't see it either.
I think it might be. I might see if I can pause it on the scene. If you can see it, she literally has cornrows.
These alleged cornrows.
I'm not against it though. It's like
I have a picture of it. I know I do. Because I wanted to point it out. Yo, it's hilarious to me. If you go back and look at it, you get a chance. It's literally cornrows and the top of her head.
I kind of feel it. I don't know.
No, I think it's not that it's here's my. I'm always that. It's like church people. You know what I mean? 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I get it. I love it, but at the same time, come on, God. I'm not. Come on, Mike. I'm not stupid. What's that with that?
Well, I don't have much negatives. I can't hold you. Like
you love it more than the first one.
Yeah, I do. I like it more than the first one. I gave my negatives for the first one. I was not shy about it, even though I loved the movie. But for me, there were some parts that were.
I like to hear. I haven't heard that. If you don't mind, just remind me if you can in a quick way, because for me, like this movie, my first time around seeing the first Black Panther, I was not the biggest fan. My wife and other, Black contingent say it's the greatest Marvel, and I'm supposed to say because we're Black, it's the greatest movie. No, it's pretty good, but it's not the greatest. You know what I'm saying? And I felt this way the same. Like I felt a hard part pressed. If you look at social media right now, there's so much negative from us about this movie, and I didn't want to be that guy, but I want to be honest with this movie. And I think as what we do as reviewers and all that kind of things, we got to be honest, right? So if you thought the first one was better than the second one, or I'm sorry, other way around, this was better than the first one, you have your reasons.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for agreeing with moi, because yes, I can't say enough that I feel like this one is better. Again, not just because the writing is better, it's because it felt more like a true origin story for Black Panther. When we saw T'Challa, he had already been Black Panther for quite some time, and we kind of just were dumped into his adventures as Black Panther.
Civil War. But
this one, we had to go through the motions with Shuri. And I appreciated that, because it would have made sense for us to suddenly be dropped in at the beginning of the movie as her being Black Panther. We didn't even get her in the suit until like past 2 hours in the movie, I want to say. So they needed that time in order to build her as Black Panther and to get her used to being Black Panther and the audience used to being Black Panther.
Can I ask you that part right there? Because I thought that is the only negative. So biggest negative, too long. You can trim 15 minutes off this movie.
I don't think so. I think it needed a time to build and to
see,
get
this
people
is Jack's
used to
fault
the
because
change.
I don't like drinking. I knew you guys are going to be on here. I knew you guys got your one shots and things like that. I'm trying to do y'all, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I literally bought this for you two.
Oh,
right?
thank you.
I really, really did. So,
I don't know why he bought that. Like I drink Fireballs. What's wrong with this guy?
Oh, yeah, all on it? Oh.
So I had it wrote down, but I got all discombobulated, Mama. Right. So that was my reasons when I picked on the things I picked on. Were those are the minutes of them building other stories with Ironheart, right? With the scene where Shuri gets into the water suit and she's talking to Namor. There's scenes in that whole part where they're just moving in water. You could have trimmed that out of the movie. I get you trying to show it for aesthetic feel, but guess what, guys? I gotta say it. Aquaman's Atlantis looks better than Tokan, right? Because everything's supposed to be like, as soon as you see Atlantis, you go, they copied that from Wakanda, right? It's put it in water. So I guess I had to go a different way. Well,
to be fair, they had to split that CGI between Wakanda and T'Challa.
A lot more money.
That's fair.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, C, but I'm Atlantis obviously is much older, and Tutankhamun I think was in the 1500s, 1600s, right?
Yeah,
the Mayan culture. And
well,
so,
if the meteors hit the same time as before, that's when their journey began. But if the great meteor, the Big Bang happened, right? That's why Marvel tells the story. That's how the vibranium came. Remember, Shuri said, "Well, 2 meteors must have hit. One hit in the water, one hit here." So it's always been there. Or am I wrong?
They created that
they built it. You're right. I apologize for being
they built that city.
I'm here.
We built this city.
That's my song. Come on. That's a hell of a karaoke song.
What were we saying, Anime Prophet?
No, that's what I was just saying. Yeah. So Atlantis, the city was so developed. It was really cool, but I don't know. Logically, I'm not.
The squid, the octopus playing the drums in freaking Aquaman took me out of it. I'm sorry, I did not. I couldn't.
It definitely was corny.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Come on now. And the fact that I like
just
that
looks
this
better.
was more realistic. Like the animals weren't doing anything ridiculous. They were just riding these. They were using them for transport, which makes sense.
Yo, when that damn whale flung them motherfuckers on the damn.
Oh my goodness!
He swung his body
to the side,
and he swung his body to the side.
But it makes sense, and I feel like it was more authentically beautiful as opposed to loads and loads of CGI. Like, of course, there's CGI. It's a movie, but it looked more realistic, like an underwater, dark, and it wouldn't be as lit up and bright and Vegas-esque as Atlantis is in the Aquaman movie. They are literally underwater, so much so that the pressure is too much for a human bone. So this is deep in the water. So the fact that it was kind of dark and the fact that it was, just, I don't know. I liked it. I appreciated it. I'm glad it was.
I agree with that.
Done.
No, it was definitely.
Talk about the aesthetics.
Yeah, you could see the structure. It looks strong, right? And you said something that made profit when you were taking your take on this film that I do think was beautiful in the movie that I didn't pay attention the first time because I'm going there with what I wanted to see, which was the different cities. I did appreciate the contrast and where Ryan Coogler and these guys went with having to change the story and because you want to connect it still. You want to still keep it in its origin and its roots with having what other strong nation would fight Wakanda? It would have the other strong, and then why not give them some heritage? Why not give them some take? Because this story is not done. When she says at the end of the movie, why yield? You see what he's making on the wall. He wants that power. Okay, he's not done. She yielded because she's gonna need me, and I'm gonna be waiting here to take it from her. Yeah. So that shows you that story. Now, will he be in Black Panther 3, or will that be the Wakanda Forever story? You can go either way with that. No, in addition, they put him in there too, just to let you know we coming for bigger stuff, right? So that we know that's coming. Wakanda Forever story is coming. We got Ironheart series coming. Again, Delaware. Found that out. I thought it was crazy. My kids were born in Delaware, so I always thought I was.
Wait, what about Delaware?
Bree Williams, the actress that plays Ironheart.
She's from Delaware.
Yeah, she's from Delaware.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Even though in the movie she's from Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago. So there's another flag on the wall. I said, hey, it better be South Side. That's the only side that matters. So, but any secret surprise? What do you see is going to happen next from this? See?
I think, of course, there's going to be another one. Hopefully, they're going to continue the story because they kind of left it off of what could possibly happen as far.
It's already been greenlit for 3 already.
So I would be here for another one. But I also wanted to highlight Shuri finally becoming the Black Panther, and the fact that even her suit kind of represented her, of course, being the Black Panther and having that connection to her brother, but also having that connection to Killmonger because she is rooted in vengeance. And I thought that was a good choice.
I didn't peep that.
Also, the part that there was a couple parts that almost made me cry, but at the end where she's got Namor first of all, when she gets stabbed through, I was like, golly, damn, there you go.
Yeah, she got stabbed through. That's like, is this anime? Like, how are you surviving it?
Right,
because
when
she pulls it out, we were just talking about this before it got on air. The nanotech. Remember, the whole thing is protected by the nanotech. It went through because Namor. So imagine if Namor has his full strength here, because he's not at full strength.
No,
right? He's completely weakened. Watch, he has a chance in this fight, right? Because without that, she's in trouble. So, but when she has the fortillion fortitude to pull that stake out, and then the suit heals it, that's that nanotech that they're really good at in Wakanda. That's
but when she has him down, has the spear to his neck, and then she hears her mother's voice show them who you are, and that was what she said to T'Challa in the first movie. Look, about to cry, but I will say, if it was me, I would have killed him. I don't know why she let him go.
Well, to be fair, just so everyone, so if I could take the floor real quick, the Superior is a fan of Red Hood, so yes, it doesn't surprise me when she says that. Like, homeboy would have been knocked out and killed.
Yes.
I know.
He killed my mama, and you think I'm about to let him go off
what did Tony say to Cap? Doesn't matter. He killed my mom. It didn't matter. He said he's my friend. He killed my mom.
He would have had to go as soon as she ripped them little wings off of him. I said, "All right." Which
was hilarious too when she ripped the wings off. When she ripped the wings off, I said, "Oh yeah, you're done, you know, man."
He was definitely shocked.
Go back.
I don't think he's ever dealt with anything like that. When he saw the wings leave, he said, "Oh,
right,
that's not good." But I guess in some scenarios, I guess if he drunk some Red Bull, then he can grow some wings.
I
couldn't resist that one. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait.
At his finest.
What the fuck?
You drink Fireball. Okay, I always called it something else, but there it is. Black Panther.
Hi.
330 million already greenlit.
I don't have that money.
Movie. I don't have it either. Killmonger was the big surprise in the movie coming back.
That's what I want to know.
Honestly, okay. No.
Why did Killmonger, who's been oiling his scalp and getting them dreads to grow? Because he got a whole new hairstyle in the afterlife
realm.
What? It doesn't make sense.
You know, it's funny when I saw. Okay.
He's dead. How's his hair growing out so luxurious?
Because he's dead. That's why. That's what happened. It was dead, so he can just grow his hair.
It definitely was luxurious.
Yes, it came out of nowhere.
But you know, it's funny when because I did everything I could to avoid spoilers. I didn't want to know nothing about this movie. I wanted to go in here surprised. So when I saw online, someone said, "And a surprising return," I said, "Oh, that's got to be Killmonger." I immediately said, "That's got to be Killmonger." I couldn't think of anybody else in this thing. So when you see him and he makes an appearance, like I was excited. I was like, "Hey, you!"
I always thought he would be here somewhere.
God plays as you.
Didn't like how they brought him back. I wanted him to be alive. Why not? Another thing.
I honestly thought they were going to bring him back.
To be alive.
I honestly thought they were going to bring him back alive.
That's just me being a wrestling fan, wanting the story to go my way. That's all. You know what I mean?
Limp
Because
Bizkit.
especially when we realized we lost T'Challa. Yeah. I thought, okay, you could have ignored his wishes. And remember, I watched, and that's another problem. I watched Black Panther 1, which I think is better than this one, before I'm going to go see this movie. So my hopes were high, right? So I'm going to this movie like, did he put a Zinzu bead inside of him or something, you know, before he died?
That's
like they could have froze T'Challa. They could have froze T'Challa. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, same way they've done it to Iron Man and Winter Soldier. All these people have been frozen for years. You let your king just die? You got all this tech.
You mean Captain America? They didn't freeze Iron Man.
Listen, okay, I didn't say they froze Iron Man. I said they froze. Well, I might have said the name. I've been drinking. Okay, Bucky. Okay, Winter Soldier. My bad.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I just wanted to correct you. That's all. Michael.
That's why Mario's better than Sonic.
You're wrong.
Just you think only 40% of your thing.
Anyway, Michael, just get to your point.
Have a guest. No,
what are we doing here? What are we talking about? Black Panther. What were we saying, Anime Prophet? What were we about to say?
Always need a woman to help us out. Just like Black Panther movie.
Order in the courts.
Queen Mother, Angela Bassett, Oscar nomination. I think she will definitely get that all the way. But Anime Prophet, your final thoughts on this film, where it's going to be moving progressively.
Where the next progression of Wakanda, what's going to happen in Wakanda is how Wakanda is going to respond to the world. As we know in the story of the world, U.S. and particularly France wanted that vibranium. And because of what happened with Namor, I don't think they ever actually told them what happened.
No, they didn't.
Yes, so the world.
Hold on. They said they were listening the whole time.
But again, remember the U.S. say they want to destabilize Wakanda, which speaks to a historical trope of colonizers and white people destabilizing black communities.
I like this guy, Anime Prophet. I can follow this guy. How can they follow you? Because I like how you talk.
They also said that they never mentioned Namor or his country by name when on the phone with.
So the world is really going to be out for Wakanda, and so the next one is definitely going to be some type of, I don't want to say war against Wakanda, but Wakanda got a lot of heat on them. Wakanda has a lot of eyes on them, and that's going to be the direction I think the next movie is going to go. Going back to King Knox, some of your earlier points about black women, males, how black women showed up in this film, I think that was the logical progression of where this film was going to go. But I do think I agree they need to take it back and give more black male leadership and have that balance there, and more specifically the black family. I think going into the next film, I would like to see more of that. But I was happy with seeing the black woman take a big role in this film.
No, and you know what? Again, that's where I don't think any black male could ever say, "That's not rock out, mama." Go ahead, grandmama. Go ahead, sister.
I love that scene where they jump with the black men. They're holding them and they jump over with the spears.
Oh, listen! I'm so glad you brought that up because watching the second time, was like, "Yo, hold them down."
Yeah,
they didn't do the fight. They were holding them steady while they were going to work. That fight scene is underspread. And then the first time I saw this movie, I thought Black Panther 1 also, like this one, had a slow take to the fight scenes. I thought the fight scenes this second time around actually fit the story. Again, I just think take 15 minutes out of this movie, and this movie is almost perfect, right? From a movie plateau, you take shave it down. The fight scenes flowed, the grief flowed into the like I said with you, Jack Panther, when they killed Angela Bassett's character and she dies, that is literally Shuri's Thor moment. Okay, and I think differently than Thor, she didn't shy away. She got angry. Thor got depressed and got fat with everything. I mean, granted, the man lost his whole plan and his best friend, his mama, dad, and everything else, but still, you know what I mean? Shuri got angry, and I think that's what most people do. They get angry, and it's so much closer. They say losses happen in threes, right? It had to be within 3 years. She lost daddy, mother, brother. Okay, not counting the blip, because that doesn't count, even though that 5 years they wasn't there. They were blipped. But then the shit was overnight. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead. See, I said something that piqued your interest.
Oh no, I'm just trying to map out the timeline in my own head because so the movie takes place 1 year. Majority of the movie takes place 1 year after T'Challa's death.
Right.
He was gone 5 years for the blip, but there was like that at least 5 to 6 year time span because he has a 6-year-old child.
You're right. So this is a 10-year fast forward.
It's definitely a time jump, but I wonder how long was the in-between time? Like, okay, so if he was blipped away, when did he come back in enough time to have a kid with?
That's an interesting point because the blimp it happened in 2018, and it's supposed to be in 2023, right?
Yeah,
like the timeline, right?
Yeah. So if there's
just maybe before he got blimped, he was able to blimp one out.
Yeah, maybe possibly.
I couldn't. Maybe he knew what time it was. He just said.
Sure Marvel will write it perfectly.
He might have just meet the deadline.
The whole thing's without Wetlock, right?
Yeah,
Not only come on, King.
That was that.
You out here sowing your wild oats, okay? Because he's supposed to marry Storm, and his son's supposed to be a mutant.
He was in New
so
York
I'm
doing
offended
his
by
thing.
that. His son's supposed to be a mutant. Okay, have Storm.
And I think I want to actually throw that out there too. I appreciate that they're using that word now because that was a word that they could not touch.
They
couldn't touch
that in the film. No.
Yeah, once they used it once.
And Namor said, "I'm a mutant.
I'm a mutant.
He's a mutant." And the first time that they used it in the MCU was Miss Marvel. And I'm just saying, and you don't realize the significance of it until you realize, like.
The TV show.
The TV show.
And I was going to say, and you don't realize the significance of it until you're like, wow, they really did everything they could to not touch that word. And then when you hear it, it's kind of a big deal. So I just, as you mentioned, I was like, oh, right. They mentioned that in this movie.
How do you think this film is going to connect to like what Marvel has for the future?
Oh my God.
The multiverse saga, Kang. Like, is there any references there? Were there any references there?
No,
The only
I
reference, the only connection I can think of is the woman. The woman that was
Ironheart.
No, not Ironheart. The lady who was in the end of Black Widow, she was also in.
Oh yeah, I can't.
To me, the second best Disney Plus show of all time, Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, the second.
What was her name?
Valentina or something like that.
Yeah, so she
it was like it with a V.
Yeah, she's connected through a couple different movies and TV shows and
Marvel. What they're supposed to be doing is trying to make the Thunderbolts or something like that. The Thunderbolts. Yeah. So yeah, when I saw her, I said, and such a nerd. I was like, I know her. I got so excited because I was like, I watched the shows and whatnot. Yeah, so like when I saw her, and it's really cool that they have all those connections. You was asking where they're gonna go from here. I don't know exactly, but I'm intrigued.
Where was the Winter Soldier? Where was Bucky? No,
the white. What is it in the comics? The White Tiger. The white.
Facts.
There is a White Tiger.
White Tiger. He couldn't come back and help him out when he saw that they was in the shits. Come on now. I'm grateful. I'm grateful calling that.
We got what was I gonna say? Because you asked that question. I don't know where we're gonna go from here, but I'm just interested because a lot of people have not been feeling Phase 4 of Marvel, but I think this movie picked up and it made me intrigued, like how Shuri's gonna grow as the Black Panther, growing now without her mother, because that was the last thing holding her and keeping her. I'm gonna say keep her sane because I feel like now she's in a good place and stuff, but now she gotta grow on her own. I'm interested in seeing where Riri Williams go from here because I was, like I said before, as soon as I heard that, I want to know what they're gonna do with this here. So we kind of got an eye in. Bucky's on his journey with Sam. His other Black King. But I'm excited about what they do in the future, and we'll be here to review those. If it's the Marvel shows or if it's a Marvel movie, we'll be right here to review it.
Well, I know for me, moving forward in this is that just sit back and relax and enjoy. They've had 30 movies. I think this movie saved Phase 4.
Yes.
I think Thor Love and Thunder is the worst film in Marvel history.
Oh,
worse.
Wait, did you see Eternals? Wait. Did you not see Eternals?
I thought
did you not see Eternals?
Let me finish.
No.
Let me finish.
Okay.
The reason why Thor was worse than Eternals is because it's Thor. And it's not supposed to be bad. And although did I enjoy it more than Eternals? Yes, I did, but it's Thor. It was horrible. It was horrible.
It was nice.
It was horrible. It was a joke.
But you know what? And I can understand what that comes from.
Spaceballs.
Thor's been a joke long before that movie came out. I'm sorry.
That's a problem, though. That's a problem that people have who are certain fans of certain characters, like the Hulk, have a problem with. The one thing that Marvel has continued to miss with some of their bigger characters. Iron Man was not popular before the movies, people.
He wasn't. No, that's the truth. This is not a lie. This is not a lie.
So Thor was. Thor is their Superman, supposed to be, and he's not even close to it.
We're wild. No, he's not their Superman. We're wild.
I don't know if
he's not. He's not their Superman.
When they did the comparisons back when I was a wee pup to a duck, when you're just on my waist side, okay, I can smack you. Come here, little panther. Okay, that's what they did. Okay, I love their Superman. Okay?
I love when Michael throws in the, hey, I've lived longer than you. Yes, I get it, Michael.
That's my only trump card. That's all I got. Okay.
Yeah, I know it is, and I'm about to rip that card.
Like a Band-Aid, just do it fast. All right, but listen, just moving forward though, like this. Thank God they picked back up what was Marvel, and that's been the trend. Everybody has been saying they finally picked back up to what we love as Marvel. That's the heart, because I think the TV shows, for what it's worth, has carried Phase 4. Shang-Tsung. Did I say his name right? I said
Shang-Chi.
That was probably the second.
Well,
right there with Black Panther 2 is 1 and 2 for the best movies in this, but every other one has come short in my opinion.
I saw this list and I thought it was really interesting. They were talking about all the Phase 4 movies. Mm-hmm. So number 1 right now, last I checked, you said Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah.
That was number 2. I believe Spider-Man was number 1, and I forgot what the rest of that list is.
You don't count Spider-Man.
You don't? Why?
Because it's a Sony movie. I will just call a spade a spade. It's a Sony movie. Yes, Marvel did everything about it. It's Marvel.
But did it? Oh, wait, hold on. Wait.
Who gets the money?
Didn't this movie not take place in Phase 4? No.
Speaking of Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. I'm giving the movie a thumbs up. I was gonna go there.
I was gonna go there next. Was I had this thing and just give out shots to Ryan Coogler, who I think deserves this credit, deserves respect. I wanted to bring this stat up about Rotten Tomatoes, which I've always hated in the past. But I thought this was brilliant to see that his first 4 movies is the number that he did in the audiences and the critics should take from that, because that's what we're doing right here now as fans and as trying to be critics. These scores are really high overall. So see, what you got something to say there?
I wish that he would release himself from the shackles of Michael B. Jordan. Like, I like Michael B. Jordan, but he was most definitely the weakest actor of this film. I'm sorry to say.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I'm with you, Anime Prophet.
I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about just the acting ability.
I thought the scene was great.
It took me out of it a little bit.
That's who Killmonger is. He's not Wakandian.
But no, I'm not talking about Killmonger. I'm talking about Michael B. Jordan acting. It's like Michael B. Jordan is forever acting the same character. It's like it's always the same
Frank
character.
Stallone. You like Frank Stallone? You think like really? Frank? You don't like Michael B. Jordan? I've watched Michael B. Jordan from All My Children. Okay, All My Children. Before most people know him from The Wire. Then they stopped him from The Wire till Friday Night Lights as Vince Evans.
I'm sorry, his acting has
I think it's
barely improved since The Wire, honestly, and it's a shame because he was a kid at that point. But not to say I don't enjoy his movies, because I do, but he was definitely the weakest actor of this movie, and it took me out of it a little bit. But I know that's his boy. Like, they're boys, they forever will root for each other and give each other a job. I'm here for the brotherhood, just not for the acting.
He's typecast as the brother who had an issue. Yeah. There's nothing wrong.
But damn, there's plenty of issues in this world. Does it have to be the same character? Does his character have to deal with it in the same way? Is my question.
You see No Mercy?
No. Wait, was that the Netflix one?
No, that's the lawyer one where they go with the electric chair.
No, I saw the one when he was on Netflix and he was like a battle guy.
Oh yeah, those movies all suck as Netflix.
Exactly.
Netflix only good for TV shows.
Killmonger in modern day.
I thought that was the Amazon Prime one.
I don't know whichever one it was.
I see what you're saying, though.
I just
how y'all say no slander. There'd be no Michael B. Jordan slander. But I cannot argue what you're saying. I can't, because you're right. You gave it the truth. You gave it a thumbs up.
Yes.
Bad guy Jack Panther. That is the Jack Packers. Would you give it?
Thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. I want to check it out again. I saw it once. I was able to watch it once, so I can be on the review show and hear Michael B. Jordan slander. And I look forward to seeing it again, because I think there's a lot of spots that I really did miss, and I want to watch it again. So thumbs up. It was a good movie.
Anime Prophet.
Man, I got to give this a thumbs up. Definitely got to give it a thumbs up. And stop with the stop with the slander. Michael B. Jordan is definitely the truth. Killmonger is the truth. I don't know if y'all seen What If, but Killmonger turned up on the entire multiverse.
Yes. He
did. Oh yeah.
He is a great villain. That is a good villain.
Literally my greatest cosplay ever. Literally my greatest cosplay. Yes.
I think that's your coolest one of the ones I've seen with you. I love that.
Thank you.
That one as well. I'm also giving it a thumbs up, and I'm with you, Anime Prophet. I think Killmonger's scene, like I said, I knew it was going to be there in some form. Didn't expect it in this form, but when I got it, I thought I loved it. I loved the fact I got that. What you said the word you used? What's the word? Damn it! Say the word with his hair. You said his hair was
his locks?
Luscious?
Yeah.
Luscious?
No, she did not say luscious.
From beyond
luxurious.
I don't know, Michael.
She said luxurious hair. His luxurious locks.
Who's retwisting this stuff?
I personally love his role as Killmonger more than any role Michael Jordan's ever played. Personally, I like when he's just I really angry. Like how he takes control of the ring.
What?
I just like when he's angry.
I mean, he's
always angry.
That's why I love him. When he does that, I'm like, yes. Way to go, Michael B. Jordan.
He's like an angry black man with a chip on his shoulder. That's him. That's just
he's saving that chip for when he's hungry.
What was it between him and Submariner's character and their approach to wanting to take over the world just because?
Wait, that's a good point. Wait, that's an excellent point I want to talk about. Like, Namor wanted to destroy the world, I don't know what Namor really wanted to do with the world, but they kind of had the same goal in some sense.
It did.
Like,
you want to cheer for him, but you can't because you're kind of a little too crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, I'm with you. Like, and I thought like maybe him and Shuri would kind of like that'd be a powerful nation if he hooked up with Shuri.
Are you shipping Namor and Shuri? Is that like your ship here?
Well, we know it's not going to happen. We know it's not going to happen.
Hey, they had some moments. They were connected there.
I was also happy that her and Ironheart didn't have moments because I thought that was going to happen. I honestly was waiting for that to happen on the screen. Not going to lie to you, I was. You saw the soldiers. She said, "I love you" to the one at the end there, and that was
gay people exist, Mike.
And that was I don't care. Of course they do. That's not the problem. I'm just saying I thought that was going to happen. But there was that question about because remember, M'Baku came and said at the end, "I'm here to challenge for the throne." So I think that's going to be good for the show, right? Because you don't have to really have that, but we know M'Baku can't be king because the Black Panther. She's already, you don't have the royal blood, and she's not there to challenge for it. She's all, but it's just again M'Baku being the punchline of stuff. You know what I mean? When he got punched, he was like, "Whoo, I'm alive. I'm alive." Thank God for this shield I had on because, but he did show up big. I think he showed up strong and all that good stuff. We all gave it thumbs up. I've seen it twice. You guys are all talking about you're going to go see it twice. So you're going to see it a second time?
Yeah.
So there it is. Black Panther forever. My guy, Chadwick Boseman. Oh, she did it. Oh, get the picture. Still, there it is. I will keep missing it. There it is. Boom. All right, somebody take a picture of that. Listen.
Can you get the thumb out the way?
Why can't you get the thumb out the way? You have the thing as well. Shoot.
Okay, what's he doing? Go.
Boom. Boom. Wakanda forever. Man, the movie theater was great to have people there that knew how to celebrate a movie.
Yep.
Opening nights are the greatest. Shout out to the crew of Blackish. We are out of here, y'all. Say goodbye to our fallen king one last time. Peace, y'all.
Adios.